is Reedy, and I am with
Hey,
Reedy today. And this is a
hello
wonderful day.
everyone.
This is yes, yes. Is this the last day of August?
Nope, tomorrow. Today is the
Oh,
30th.
okay. Today is the 30th.
Yes, today is the 30th. Tomorrow is 31st.
Oh, August has 31 days.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. 30 days has September, April, June, and November.
November
In February is done.
28th.
Okay. Okay. All right. I know you're right, Reedy, but I had to sing this.
I know
You remember we used to
it. I
sing
was with
this?
you. Yes. 30 days, September, April, June, and
Yes.
November. Ah.
So this learning about music is nothing new. We used to do that when we were coming up.
Right, right.
They think it's a big deal. It's learning about music
How
and
they think
rap.
we learned our ABCs?
Right, right. So, dear God,
Yes.
as we sit before you to speak, we pray to you that our souls you will keep. And if we should die before we finish, we pray to you, dear God, in the name of Jesus, that any outstanding sins will be forgiven. And like we said, it's just a wonderful day, and we're so thankful that God has blessed us to live to see another day. Because some people didn't make it. I got a call this morning, and I returned the call. And so one of the parishioners that used to be at Greater Gospel Temple, one of the elderly ladies, she's gone on into eternity. So it's just, I mean, we're getting
Yep.
out of here, and then other things are happening. I got a report last night. A lady used to fellowship with. They said I was told that she had to be put in an institution because she has Alzheimer's. So we just don't know from
Oh my.
one microsecond to the other what is going to take place in our lives. But one thing we can do right now, Reedy, is be thankful for right now. Huh?
Yes,
Just
ma'am.
be thankful for what you've got.
We can
All
praise
right.
him for this moment.
Oh, yes, we can. Yes, we can. So I am going to talk about the banning the school books. I'm going to finish talking about that. And your topic today, Rita, you got a good hot one too.
My topic is be careful what you wish for.
Be careful what you wish for. My God. Ooh, because we have wanted some things and gotten a hold of some things, and we didn't know how we could get
Yes, ma'am.
rid of them.
You get them
And
and
when
they
we
be a
got,
surprise to you.
yep, yep. Some people, what they say is, it looks like the grass is greener on the other side, but wait till you get over on the other side. And some things, it's
Uh-huh.
just everything is not like it looks like it is. Everything's not like it always is. So your topic is gonna be great. So I'll go ahead and finish mine, and talking
Okay.
about the banned books in said Texas. It leads among the 26 states with book bans for free speech groups. And let me read this. This is the part about Texas. This is there's so much hatred and prejudice in this world, and people don't want to acknowledge. Some people don't want to acknowledge it, and even some people of our own persuasion, talking about the African persuasion, they have the audacity to try to play like there's no prejudice and all that kind of stuff, and that is just plumb crazy. I said the word
Yes.
crazy
Yes.
because, my God. And then I want to say also that one lady, a beautiful soul that I know, she was my Facebook friend. I hadn't heard from her in quite a while, but she's always, encouraging and everything. Lorianne Johnson. She has transitioned also. So I want to say we're praying for her family, for Gabrielle and Gabrielle's son, and all the family that's involved. And so, I want to acknowledge the people. So
Right. Right.
just let them know that we're praying for and with them. And then I also got a call, Saturday, and there's a lady that was the first African American mayor of Lamar, Texas. And I met her when I went to my sister-in-law's funeral down in Jasper, which has been probably 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And I met her, and she was such, a friendly person. And talked, had conversation, and took pictures together. And so Betty, my Elder Davis's niece, called and told me that she had gone on into eternity. So
Yeah.
just so much going on. So I want to acknowledge that too, her too. Okay, we're praying for her family. All right. Now, according to CNN, more than 1,000 books have been banned in 86 districts in 26 states across the United States. A new PEN
Oh,
America analysis shows. Okay, and so this article was released in, let me get the date. This is CNN. This is April 7th, 2022, and it's by Nicole Chavez. It said Texas leads among 26 states with book bans. Free speech group says, okay. So now, I mean, it's just pitiful. People, and like I was saying, that we've depended on the teachers, many people have depended on the teachers and people to teach our children these things, but it's our responsibility to let
right.
children hear about their history. And many of these books they're taking out is because they don't want to acknowledge the fact that there was slavery, that there is prejudice here in this world, that people are murdering people, there's evil in this world, past, present, and going into the future. And they don't want, and they talk about the critical race theory. They don't want to make people feel bad by talking about us, people talking about the bad things that happen, make other people feel bad and all that kind of stuff. This stuff is true. So, people just need to face the fact and get real about it. The stuff is true, but they think that if they take it out of the schools and out of the libraries and all of that, that is going to disappear. But it's not going to disappear
It's
because it
not.
exists.
No.
It's not going to disappear because it is
Nope.
factual and word of mouth. How they think that
Factual.
all this history came about? And so
What
it's
they
our
say is
responsibility.
actual and factual.
Say it again.
Actual and factual.
Okay, actual and factual. Really, see how you so smart. You be seeing all that stuff.
Hey.
Oh yes. Oh yes. So actual and factual. It is so true. And so I know we don't like them taking the books out, but then they are the majority. Whoever wants to do it, they seem to have the majority vote on doing these things, and they take the books out of the schools, out of the libraries, and try to quash all of that. But it still remains. It's what did you say? Factual and actual.
Actual and factual.
Actual and factual. And so our responsibility is to teach our children, our grandchildren, our nieces and nephews the facts about life and about history. Is we can no
Right.
more leave it up to somebody else. Let that be somebody else's responsibility to teach our children about themselves. Because if you leave it up to others, it's not going to be actual and factual.
Oh,
So we know. So now there's Jonathan Friedman. He's director of PEN America's Free Expression and Education Program, and lead author of the report. Said challenges to books in American schools are nothing new. He said, but the rate at which they have recently taken place is unparalleled. I mean, they are speeding up, trying to take these books out of these schools and actually taking them out. And remember, I was talking about I didn't go to the George Dawson. I think it's an elementary or middle school. I didn't look that up, but they're the book about him, his history. They are trying to take it out of the school that's named after him. It's ridiculous. These children need to know
it's
the truth.
ridiculous.
And then maybe they can, but see, if people know the truth and they look at themselves, maybe there's hope for them. Maybe there's hope. At least they'll know the facts. At least they'll know all of these evil things, and along with the good things that have happened too. But the main thing is they're trying to take the books out that are talking about all the evil, the prejudices, the hatred, and all of that. So that's what they're doing. So challenges, trying to erase it. Yes. And like, they're saying slavery didn't exist. What you call it, Cleve? Voluntary servitude.
Voluntary servitude.
Yeah. Trying to call it that. And they went and stole people from their homes and then bought them from some of their own tribes and all of that and brought them over here and turned them into slaves, mistreated them, starved them to death, worked them to death. And some of them didn't make it because they threw them overboard because they got sick in those ships. And then they got sick because they took diseases and things to them.
Yep.
Oh, nasty boogers. Okay. Now, challenges to books, specifically books by non-white male authors, are happening at the highest rate we've ever seen, Friedman said. Challenges to books, specifically books by non-white male authors. He said, what is happening in this country in terms of banning books in schools is unparalleled in its frequency, intensity, and success because they are getting it done because they have the majority vote. And the group says the book bans were directed at 1,145 different titles, many of which tell stories related to LGBTQ people and people of color. And we're going to be here. We're all going to be here. There's nothing, they cannot stamp us out. Can't stamp us out. We're going to be here. Every race.
Where you come from. You come here.
Yeah.
Where you come from.
Right. Hello, Velma. Velma shared our video. Hi, Velma. We're so happy that you're on here with us.
Hi, Velma.
So,
all I can say is Leora.
Hello, Leora. Hello.
Hi, Leora. And
you
Becky.
Say hi, Becky. Hi, Becky. Hi, everybody.
Hi,
and
Becky.
So,
Leora and Velma.
Yes, and people try to change people and make people be who they want them to be, and then they themselves are trying to change people and they're not where they need to be either, and they have more flaws. If they call it flaws in other people, they call other people flawed people, then they have more flaws in their lives than other people have in theirs. I remember when they were doing this thing, there was somebody, president, I think it was around the impeachment time of President, Clinton. Clinton. When they were trying to impeach him. And so, and all these people were against him. They were trying to get him out of office and all these flaws about him and that lady, Monica Lewinsky, and all of that. Now, all these people laying judgment on that. And I wrote a letter, and I know they couldn't make it public, to the Clintons. And I told them that those very ones, many of those who are judging you, have flaws in their lives. And then that stuff just started coming out. Many of them. Go back and look at that Clinton era when they were trying to impeach him, and see how many people were exposed for different things. And I knew they couldn't read the letter that I wrote them. But I wrote a letter because the Spirit told me to write it, and I told them that many of those people have flaws in their own lives, and then it just started coming out just like that.
I'm not a woodwork. Hey.
And I want to say this also. Your beautiful daughter and my beautiful niece, Jennifer, wrote a letter to the president too, and got a reply, didn't she?
She did. Yes, she did.
Shirley did. Because she talking about unwed mothers or what?
I remember what it was about, but I do remember the letter because I think I still have it.
I hope you do, because they replied to her, sent her an answer Oh, she was young. What?
Yes.
I wanted to
And
put
she's in elementary.
yes. And she got a reply from the president
Yes,
too.
she
So let me go on.
did.
So people, that song, take a look at yourself and you will look at others differently. Everybody needs to put their
Mm,
hand in the hand of the man from
Gala.
Galilee.
Yeah.
It-
Hello.
people are so busy judging and hating on other people,
Yes.
and none of us, nary a one of us, has a perfect life.
Not one.
All of us have flaws. And we are
Not
day by day,
one.
we're working and trying to be better people than we
Amen.
were a minute or so ago. We're
Mm,
all working on it. And by the grace of God, He has blessed us. And many of us have repented of our sins and asked Him to help us and take all our sin away and help us. And all
mm,
we want to go to
mm.
live with Him in eternity. But then that's the
Right.
spiritual part of us. But we all have flaws. We even have physical flaws. We have emotional things that are going on with us. Everybody has something going on. And so many people, I believe, try to compensate for their flaws and everything by trying to uh, throw it out on other folk and judge other people and all of that. Well, it's the truth. It's the truth. Oh, anyway, let me get back to
Yeah.
this.
Judge
Get
not
my
less
feathers
you
ruffled.
judge her.
Penn
I know that very well.
America said the analysis of book titles was based on standard publishing information provided through marketing and sales materials by publishers for books, as well as relevant reading and review of the books in question. So the findings are similar to those released earlier this week by American Literary Association. So this was April in this year. He said both groups described the number of book challenges as unprecedented and named the same 6 titles among the most banned books. So those 6 titles are Genderqueer by
Oh,
Maya, I think that's what it is. Kobabe is Kobabe. So please excuse me if I mispronounced your name. It's Maia. That's the first name. Kobabe is the last name. Then her book is Genderqueer. And then The Lawn Boy by Jonathan Evison. And then All Boys Aren't Blue by George M. Johnson. Then Out of Darkness by Ashley Hope Perez. The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. And Beyond Magenta by Susan Cucklin. Each title has been banned in at least 11 school districts. And I read The Bluest Eye. Have you read it? You've read it too, haven't you?
uh-uh.
The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. Yeah.
No, I don't believe I
So
have.
so the Kobabe's book, or Kobabe's book, has been banned in 30 school districts. PEN America says the most of any other book. Then politicians and school board members have played a significant role in book banning. PEN America says at least 41% of book bans were linked to directives from state officials or elected lawmakers. And you remember when they were trying to prevent Katani, what's his name, Brown Jackson? That's her name, right?
Uh-huh.
From being approved for
For
the
the
Supreme Court. And one of
yes.
those guys brought out some book and asked her about some book that he'd never read before. And I think he even had, I think now, he even had, I had the book upside down or something, or was that the other person that had the Bible upside down? Anyway, just as backwards as 2 shoes, the front put on
Hey,
the heel. Okay, now, the trend PEN America says,
I'm still, I'm still listening.
it says is a departure from past book removal practices, which were usually initiated by community members. The book bans have become a favorite tool for statewide and national political mobilization, with groups such as Moms for Liberty, a conservative group whose mission is to organize, educate, and empower parents, curating lists of books to be challenged and urging parents to mobilize, the analysis says. Now, the group also found that at least 96% of the bans were initiated by school administrators or board members, and that for the most part, school officials did not follow existing guidelines, raising serious concerns, it said. Now, the report also states that school officials were not transparent or made opaque or ad hoc decisions before removing book titles, and we know that's true. Some of them haven't read the books. It's just such a
No.
hypocritical act. They haven't read those books. Some of them haven't.
Lord.
Suzanne Nozzle, CEO of PEN America, said the wave of book bans represents a troubling retreat from America's historic commitment to First Amendment rights. So by circuiting rights, protective review processes, these bans raise serious concerns in terms of constitutionality and represent an affront to the role of our public schools as vital training grounds for democratic citizenship that instill a commitment to freedom of speech and thought. And this is what Nozzle says. So these people they're just, somebody will bring a complaint to them because they don't like the book. Or they can look on the
Mhm.
book and they can see who's on the author on the cover of the
On the
book, and they
cover.
don't
Yep.
like the book. Yeah, by just seeing the
There
author's
it is.
picture.
Yep.
Don't know
There.
what's in the book. Don't know
Uh-huh.
what's in the book. And they don't understand that by reading, you can understand other people, other nations.
Mm.
You can learn more about their cultures, their beliefs, and everything. And see, this is the dangerous part of it, because if you don't know, people are afraid of what they don't understand. And so
But
that's why we have all this
there it is.
hatred. That's why we have all this hatred out here.
Yes, ma'am.
That's why they're killing people and getting away with it, because they don't understand. They know that these people are gifted. They know that they're special. They don't understand how they work because they are not of the same culture and the same ethnicity, and they're strong people, resilient people,
Mm-hmm.
and they take lickings and they keep on ticking. And they don't
Hey.
understand that. And they feel like, and I'm not only just talking about us, of our, first when people look at us, they see the African persuasion in us, but they just don't know that we
Yeah.
have American, Native American, we have so much in us, we just all
Mm-hmm.
mixed up. Nigerian and all of that. People don't understand, and ignorance is very dangerous. And because people are so ignorant, now they want what you have, but they don't
Yes,
want you
ma'am.
to have it. They don't want you to have it,
Ah.
and they don't want you around.
Yep.
And I wrote
That's
that
it.
down. It was a movie. When I watch television, I see so many things, and like this movie, Mind Games. Have you ever seen Mind Games?
No, but
It
I've
said
heard that.
evil can stand in the shadow of goodness. And then he said, have you ever seen a pure, this is what this lady was saying to this other lady, said, have you ever seen a pure, shiny apple in a fruit bowl and felt your mouth watering? But when you pick it up, the underside is rotten,
It's right.
but you couldn't see it until the position was disturbed. And so
Yep.
that's a lot of things. People see people, and they think these people are nice and kind and all of that. But when you
Mm-hmm.
disturb that fruit, then you see the
Hey.
wickedness. And she said, evil can stand in the
Yee yee.
shadow of
Like
goodness.
Mama said, yee yee.
Evil can
Yee yee.
stand in the shadow of goodness. And people are going under the guise of oh, and we talked about this. Oh, I have friends of this persuasion. I have friends of that persuasion. I'm not prejudiced. I'm not this and I'm not that. But there's some
Uh-huh.
jealousy. There's some envy toward every race, and I'm not our race too. Our major race, our
Yes.
major ethnicity. There's as prejudice and hatred everywhere. But the dominance
Everywhere.
is that they're trying to destroy this skin tone. It
Mm-hmm.
seems like more than any other.
Yes.
And they don't want the truth put out there. They don't want their children exposed to the truth because many people, you can learn so much from reading. And then when these children read, or these adults, whoever, when they read these things, then they have questions. Well, mom, auntie, uncle, dad, I thought he
Yep.
said
Yep.
that this was this way and this was this way. Now here in this book, it tells about this, and oh, and you said these people are dumb and ignorant and they're no
Yep.
good. But look here, what all these people did. Look at here.
Uh-huh.
And all these people, they told us that this person invented this. And look here, in this book,
Uh-huh.
it says that this
Yep.
person
Uh-huh.
invented this. This person created this. We have this because of this. This person. And it's not the people they've been telling us. It's so much. There
Yep.
is knowledge, and knowledge is
It
power.
is power. Oh, yes, ma'am.
Power.
Yes, ma'am.
Knowledge is power. And people don't,
Girl, you might
I know.
well be preaching. Hey.
And so I want to go back here and talk about these Texas books because I was talking about, they were saying that they're talking about banning these books that like Mr. Dawson's book, Brother Dawson's book. And then I had that list the other day. I think this is it.
Yeah, you
Book bans
did.
are back. And what was it, 26 books I was talking about that were banned, and I think I got to one of them, or was it 14, 16 books? I'm going to see. Oh, I think this is it. Let me see. To Kill a
Yeah.
Mockingbird. Remember we talked about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
1960
Uh-huh.
novel. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Now, I watched that series, The Handmaid's Tale, and then I just got tired of watching it because I think, for me, I feel like, this stuff has got to end somewhere.
Somewhere. Time or done.
Somewhere. So I haven't watched it, but I did watch The Handmaid's Tale, that part, but I haven't gone into any more seasons. I think I might have watched one or two seasons. The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. These are the most banned books. Fallen Angels by Walter Dean Myers, and this Coretta Scott King Award winner, like many of Myers' novels, follows a young black protagonist. In this story, 17-year-old Richie Perry leaves Harlem for Vietnam, where he faces the horror and banality of war. As with Myers' 1999 book Monster, some have deemed it too violent and profane for students. And these children see more violence and profanity, hear more
In the
profanity in
video.
their homes than they could ever. Yes, reading in the video games and all that. And parents,
Yes.
no matter how we try to keep our children from these things, these children are going to find a way to watch what they want to, read what
What?
they want to, see
Man,
what they want to see, and do what they want to do.
come on. That's right.
They are. So, and Heather has Two Mommies by Leslie Newman.
I remember
And
that
we
one.
know what that means. And Maus, Maus by Art Spiegelman, is the truth of the Holocaust. We talked about that. I did. And then
Yes.
Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson. This 1999 young adult book about a teenager dealing with the effects of sexual assault, was notably called soft pornography in a newspaper
Mm.
op-ed that drew notice from Anderson herself. Speaks honesty about its protagonistic trauma, and the subsequent social shunning she endures has made it a perennial classic and a target
Mm-hmm.
for criticism because the story was told. People don't want to face this, and then they're doing it. You know what? It's some don't want to face it because they're guilty.
Hello.
Uh-huh.
Come
Yes, it's
on.
a whole
Yes,
lot of this
ma'am.
stuff going on. And these people trying to
Yes.
hide behind this stuff and try to stamp out other people's thoughts and things because they are being
Uh-huh.
uncovered. They're being
Uh,
uncovered. And that guilt is getting them. So his Dark Materials is by Philip Pullman. Pullman's award-winning fantasy trilogy is populated with talking armored polar bears, soul-sucking specters, and translucent angels. It's about a war on adolescence. That's a book they banned. Looking for Alaska by John Green. That's a book. Let me see. I'm almost finished reading. The teenagers of Greens, Alabama, boarding school drink, smoke,
Mine
swear,
is
and
short, so
fumble
and
their
that
way through life. Those actions have made the novel controversial for more than a decade. Green, whose later book, The Fault in Our Stars, was hugely popular, has repeatedly defended it, including what he calls its intentionally, massively unerotic oral sex scene. So he has that in there. Okay? And people, I just get so sick of all these hypocrites.
hypocritical.
Yes, the world is full of these
Full
hypocrites.
of yes, ma'am.
And they're trying to ban, well, control
That's what
and
they
have,
doing. There it is. There it is.
control the
Oh, what we
books.
read.
Right. And parents can,
Yes, ma'am.
you can, what is it? Monitor
Yes.
most of what your children see and what they hear, what they read, and all that. And then the
Mm-hmm.
thing, don't just let them read it themselves. The thing that the parent should do, or whoever the guardian is, or whoever, read it yourself before you turn it loose to the child. And then if there are things in there that you don't like, but they're facts, what's the actual and
So it's
factual,
factual.
then you work on it and you get an understanding of it so you can explain it to the child or whoever is reading that book so that they can have the right understanding of it too. Because you
Yes,
remember
ma'am.
when we used, okay, Between the World and Me, that's by
When we used to what?
Coates, huh?
Used to.
It's a, say it. I'm going to come back.
You said,
The
do you
Hate,
remember?
I'm coming back. The Hate
Okay.
You Give by Angie Thompson. Is it Thomas or Thompson? Thomas. Then there's Gender Queer by Margaret Kababi or Kababi. And then In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Mercado. And then there's All Boys Aren't Blue by Georgia M. Johnson. It's an essay in this collection to take apart and examine Black masculinity, queer sexuality, and Johnson's own life. And so that, but really, and I just look because there's so many things, and how people try to tell people, and I know I'm talking about the book ban and everything, but I think about so many things. When we were little children, and so they told us that sex was bad and it was nasty and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff. And so when we see somebody or somebody try to do something, and we and we weren't all innocent ourselves trying to, and we say, "Oh, mama, they doing something bad." So we came up thinking that all that was bad. And then people right today don't have the right understanding of the fact that God made the sex. He made
Yes.
all of that. And he made it to be beautiful at the right time, in the right place, with the right person. But we were brought up
In
to
the right.
believe that it was something bad. Now, weren't we? Oh, mama, they in there doing something bad. I thought
Oh my
about that the other day, but it's meant to be beautiful between two people who love each other and cherish each other, and then even okay, in the
God. Then
circles
we
and
grow up.
in the
We grow up to our kids and then turn your head. Don't look at that. Turn your head.
And
What
then
you turn your head, they kissing.
uh, in arguing. Now, when I'm watching the movie, and I like to watch movies and everything. Now, when they get to the sex scenes and the raunchy things, I close my or else I fast. If I can fast forward, I fast forward because I don't want to see all that stuff. You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
need.
But
I don't.
but I know
I know it ain't.
I know it's meant to be beautiful, but I don't want to see it. But then and then even when we grew up, they don't tell us that and that's why we experimented. Even when we got big and everything, we had our first encounters or whatever. We didn't know what we were doing. Because we all feel guilty and all that because we were always taught that it was bad, it was no good. And then you look back and say, well, what y'all been doing? How did we
Why
get
you got
here?
8 kids? Why you got 8 kids?
Anyway, Rita, I'm going to turn it over to you. I just think because knowledge is power. And when people teach, they need to teach the children, and our responsibility. My grandchildren are grown now, so they've got their own experiences and everything like that. My children are grown and everything. But we need to teach these children and let them know the beauty of life and the beauty of the things that we are meant to experience in life and in moderation and in the right way. All right, Rita, I'm turning it over to you. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
So I'm from the textbooks to whatever. Anyway, I'm through.
That was wonderful. I enjoyed that. I really did. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you, Rita.
I am hoarse. I have been not feeling well, but I am. Y'all can understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Mine is by Denise Fournier. Be careful what you wish for, and my go-to psychology today. For focusing on what we want can be adaptive, but to what I recently visited, she says, I recently visited a primary school and noticed an arrest lining the school's main hallway. Attracted by the bright colors and created, take a closer look. What I saw was a collection of students answering answers to who you want to be when you grow up. I smiled as I read some of the kids' responses, like doctor, an astronaut, along with some surprises like an aeronautic engineer and a toothpaste inventor. As the fun stuff these kids came up with, I couldn't help but feel a bit troubled by the course. Getting kids to think about what they want to be sparks creativity. It plants seeds of inspiration, inviting them to think about the future. But as a therapist who spent a lot of time working on disillusioned, disappointed adults, I can't help but see the other side of the well-intentioned thought sets the tone for life spent wishing and wanting. Before you deem me cynical and stop reading, hear me out. As I mentioned before, the value in thinking about what we want for the future. If we don't give it any thought, we end up aimless, with no clear direction for our lives. But at a certain wanting can become damaging. Research in the field of positive has demonstrated that the more we want, the more dissatisfied and unhappy. And we don't really need a bunch of fancy studies to tell us that this is the case. We're investing time and our energy into wanting a bigger house, a better job, or more else. A compassionate spouse, you felt the sting of not having those things. About what we want naturally invites thoughts about what's lacking, and if it's obvious downer. Furthermore, since wishing and wanting tend to be future focused, they pull us out of the present moment, robbing us of a satisfied in what is. If you've read any of already know that high vital present moment awareness and satisfaction are well-being. So while wanting is natural and so what necessary for us to be aware of this particular pitfall. Another issue that occurs when we is what we fail to consider the many implications related with getting it. The expression "be careful of what you wish for" just might perfectly here. There's the reason many lottery winners end up depressed. Do you know that it's really true? Do you know that it's really true? Lottery winners, when they win the lottery, they have a lot more problems.
Yeah.
They kill other people. They become depressed. They have a lot of problems. And those people have a lot of problems. The spouse, they have marital issues that they didn't have when they were broke. But now they got them money. And they wish they were millionaires. Now they're millionaires. They wish they was broke again. We might have, we might have a clear idea of what we want or how our lives will change when we get it. We could end up less happy. I once worked with a client who spent most of her professional life focused on retirement. My name is Cleester Brown, and I do admit I did focus on retirement. Hey, now that I got it, guess what? My name is Cleester Brown, and I did go back
to work.
Yes, ma'am. I went back to work to keep from sitting in house. Yes. Oh Lord, have mercy. Where'd you go? But I did. I thought about retirement my whole career, and then when I retired,
you gave it a few months though.
I'm still working. I've been since July.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But less happy than when we started. Yes, when we started. I once worked with a client who spent most of her professional life. She wanted to get there so badly for so long that it shaped her life and influenced. When we started working together, it had been 8 months. She was completely miserable. See, girl? She explained to me that in all the years, she never considered what her life would be like once she got there. Flowing, she said this was a bad experience. It could never have occurred to me once that when I got this point in my life, my parents would be dead. Tired to do the traveling I'd put into off until now, and I wouldn't have easy in mindset. Oh, that's so sad. I didn't have no hobbies either. My hobby was, and then when I got retired, I had to go back to work. I didn't have to, but I did. This is nothing. We can learn a great deal from examples of people like my client who suffer and what they once wanted. If we aren't careful, getting what you want is a disaster. There we go. But that's what I work for. Ooh, I can't wait till I retire. Ooh, I can't wait till I retire. I retired in 2020 and back to work. Hey,
that's what I said. You gave. That's what I said. You gave it a few months.
Oh yeah,
before
I gave a little bit. I think there was nothing else for me to do. You see?
And then you call like going out on this where you're doing now work, but you still have your own business, but to you that's not work because you love what you're doing. And like that, what's that saying? They say you never work a day in your life if you love what you're doing. And so to you, that's not work.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it is not. And I told them, can you come in this? I said, whoa, can you do that? I said, wait a minute now. Y'all think I'm something to do. I didn't come here to work. If you want to do something else about that, I just come here for something. I swear to God, I told him that. I didn't come here to work. I just came here for something to do. Hey, he
So
know
don't
what
get it
say.
what they said, don't get
He
it
just said,
twisted, huh?
don't have to do this. I'm just here because I want to be here. I didn't come to work. I just came here for something to do. What to say? Hey, but that's mine for today. Be
Well, that
careful
was
of what you wish for.
be careful of what you wish for, because sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
get it and it's a tiger by
And
the
it's
tail.
not what you wanted. That's right. And those
Right.
lottery winners, on them lottery winners, they they got so rich so fast. The man killed his wife, and then he killed his wife, him, and the money just went up in smoke. And then this woman, she left her, she got in a car wreck with people. Now she in prison. This just a bunch of never about the lottery winners.
My.
Bunch
And
of
so
never
so you know what?
sad stories.
And like I would like to win it, but they say you have to play it in order to win it. So anyway,
Hello.
so I would
Hey.
shoot. I would like to win it. I ain't gonna, and
Yeah. That do
I ain't gonna
just
play like I wouldn't like to win that money. But then like
some
it's so
of
many
them do
things.
just fine.
Uh-huh. It's so many
Some
things.
do just fine.
Right. And then we think about, in our seasoned age, we've learned a lot about different things and all of that and
Yes.
everything. But
Uh-huh.
and I look at the money, and I'm happy for people when they win that money. I am really happy for
I
them, and
am
I
too.
just pray for
I
them.
am
Like you
too,
were
Shirley.
saying, they have so many problems. Cleve, people come out, like they say, come out of the woodwork.
Come out of
People
the woodwork.
expect them to
Yes.
do this. Well, you this, or you my sister, you my brother, you my cousin.
You
You
my
remember when I did this for
cousin.
you, and I've been there for you when you didn't have that. And then the thing, and I would say, when I said if I ever win, and they say you got to play it before you win it, you know that. But
Yes.
I have it all planned out. I would do what I'm supposed to do, my obligatory things by the church. That's Greater
Yes.
Gospel Temple. So, all
Same
that would
thing
go
I said.
for Greater Gospel
Uh-huh.
Temple. Then my family, because I will already have assessed, what I need, but I've assessed what I want to give each one of my family
Uh-huh.
members. Uh-huh. And it was like way back yonder when I was thinking about it, all of us were still here. There are three of
Uh-huh.
us now. And then doing that, and then there are people that have goals and things and dreams that they would like to do, like to, what is it? Things they would like to do, and I would anonymously contribute to them, because I
Yes.
don't want anybody feeling obligated to me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so I would anonymously go through my attorney and go through whoever, he or she would make sure that they get what I want them to have, because there are many people who have dreams and aspirations, and they could do lots of things if they have the
Lots.
money
Yes.
to do it.
Yes.
Just like me, I could do lots of things too, because I'm still sitting here today, and I think I might have it planned out how, because I've got to get the church up. But I don't like to ask people for money. I don't
Amen.
like to ask
Yep.
people for money, and then we know how those people, what they did. They cheated me. They still owe me lots and lots of money.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. So anyway, I haven't forgotten. I haven't forgotten. So Leora said that's right, but that's why that's why I want to win, because I don't want to give them my money. It's too hard to come by. That's only my opinion. Uh-huh.
That's
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mary
Mm-hmm.
Jo. Hi, Mary Jo. Hi. Mary Jo Baker. Yes. And so, and I see what it's that's a lot of money.
That's
And then
yeah.
you see all this and all these people with all this money, and you would say, how in the world can you spend that much money? It seems like some
That
people
much
just
money.
get more greedy. Like you mentioned that, didn't you read it?
Yep. Uh-huh.
Greed. Uh-huh. The more they get, the more they want.
The
But
more
anyway, I'm
Mhm.
just thankful because I know that we have to go through trials and tribulations. Everything is not coming to us easy, easy, easy all the time. But one thing for sure, God knows our needs. He knows what we need, and He will supply all our need according to His riches and glory. And His is
right.
italicized in glory by Christ Jesus. So we know that. So He's taking care of us. And look, the picture of health. Look at us, Reedy. Look at there. Look at Weedy. Oh, thank the Lord. With a picture of health at our age, and I just got my last results from my test. I mean, the ladies told me she was gonna do a workup for me when I went for to the clinic and she said we're gonna do a complete workup on you, and I thank God. I mean, they checked me for everything,
Hello from the
and
root.
everything is normal and negative.
Amen. Uh-huh.
Negative. What they test, different things that they say, we're gonna test you for
Right.
this, we're gonna test you for that. I said, how
Uh-huh.
you testing for? How can I have that? There's no activity. They
They
tested me
test me
from
for
the bottom
everything
of
too,
my
and I
feet.
think, well, oh, excuse me, only thing I had was high cholesterol.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, that's just one thing. We're not plagued. You
That's
know,
just
diabetes runs in our family.
that's right.
Heart disease runs in our family, and thank
That's
the
right.
Lord. We just thank the Lord that it is what it is, and we pray for everybody else. And everybody, we thank you so much for being with us. We thank you so much for being with us. And Rita, do you have any closing remarks?
No, everybody for staying with us like you do. Thank y'all
Yes.
so much for being with
Thank you,
us.
thank you, thank you. Yes, and so be
And you'll
encouraged no
never know
matter what's
how much we do it because we
right,
really,
right.
truly
We cannot
appreciate it.
express it enough, but we're going to
That's right.
start getting some little things and getting some little some prizes together.
Yes.
And that
Oh, you
and
think it might be? I thought.
so
Amen.
just hold on. And so I have an interview coming up with a dear friend of mine, and them, I still want your interview. I still want it. Uh, Leora, Becky, I've asked you. Becky, I've asked you, and you said you will when you get ready. And when you get ready, I'll be
Yeah,
ready,
I
God
understand
willing.
her. Yeah,
Huh?
I understand, Becky. It's got to take a minute.
Yeah, but she said she's gonna do it, but she has to do it, in her time. And so I have one coming up. And Leora, I know you have something to tell too. And everybody has a story.
I had a story. That's right.
Everybody has a story, and Rita has a story. And I hope she and that'll let me. We can just interview each other. We can talk, well, like we do on here. But we can just talk about
Yeah,
family and
I'm
everything. So,
not ashamed of nothing I've done, nowhere I've been. I'm not ashamed of nothing. Cause look
and you
how
got a story to
God,
tell,
yes, ma'am. Look how
right?
far He brought me.
We
Brought me
all
from a
have
mighty
stories to
long
tell,
way.
and there's somebody who can be benefited from what we have to say.
But we've been.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
And like Marina said, do it in the right way. Don't
That's right.
tell all you know, but know what to tell.
What to
And
tell.
so something that will
Come
help
on.
someone else. So everybody, we love you so much. Thank you so much for being with us. And God willing, we'll see you on Thursday. And that will be in September 1. Yeah.
Yes, it will. Yeah.
Thursday. We'll see you in September. Somebody has a birthday
Coming
coming
on
up
to
in
my
September too.
big birthday.
Hey, hey, hey. Reedy has a birthday coming up in September. So we will
Yes,
be
I do.
harping on that.
Yes,
Oh,
I
look
do.
at her now.
Ah,
You get on down with it. Okay, everybody, we love you so much, and we hope and pray that you'll have a wonderful day, the rest of your day, and we just appreciate you so much. We'll see you
and we do
later.
pray for the bereaved families.
Right, we certainly do. We certainly do. All right,
And
love you,
I
everybody.
love you, sister. Okay,
I
bye
love
bye.
you too,
Love
sister.
you.
Okay.